Good morning. Welcome to the April 16th meeting of the Sunset Beach Environmental Resource Committee. First order of business is to pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First order of business is the draft agenda. Are there any amendments or that anyone cares to make? I have one amendment to make down at 5 at the bottom, and we'll add item E. I have an announcement to make at the end of the meeting. Are there any other amendments? If not, I need an approval. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have the meeting minutes of March 19th. Are there any changes that are required on the meeting minutes? I have one change to make. On the second page, the third item down, monitoring and data collection, volunteered Louis Bard. That's Louis Pittard, Louis Pittard. Louis Pittard. Are there any other changes? If not, I need a motion to approve the minutes as I just changed.
Move to accept the amended minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any public comments on the agenda?
Take my glasses off to see. Mary Hughes, 513 Lakeshore Drive here in Sunset Beach. I think I mentioned to some of the members before that I just got certified for the National Wildlife Federation. I have to order my little plaque, but I will tell you that on the website, they have a 2-page checklist that was extremely helpful to be able to make sure that you qualify. So I don't know what you're going to do for the green wave, but it might be interesting to hand those, 2-page checklists. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Next item is our business and subcommittee discussions. We start out with the climate report. I don't have a slideshow this week or this month. There was a king tide period at the end of March into the 1st of April. It was only 2 days. I tried to get drone photographs of Tubbs Inlet and Jinks Creek at that time, but the weather conditions really didn't allow the drone to go up. So we weren't able to do that. I will say that there have been a lot of what do you call the wave?
Wave height advisories or beach advisories?
Yeah, wave height advisories along the beach. And both Steve and I were talking about it before. We can see a lot of sand that's being pushed up against the base of the dunes. And when that happens when we have these high wave events. And at the same time, the waves push that sand and they're pushing sand into Tubbs Inlet as well. So the next opportunity for really low tide to take drone photographs will be at the I think at the end of the month around the new moon period. So we'll have to follow up with Mickey to try to make that happen. Palm Cove Jenks Creek dredging project update. Lisa, can we ask you to give us an update on that?
Sure. We received 5 RFQs and are in the process of reviewing those now. The next step will be to schedule interviews with potentially all or a few of them, and then the town council will go into negotiations with the firm selected.
Thank you. The next item is climate update. Probably the most significant thing about our climate right now is that we are in a moderate drought period. We have been for a long time, many months, and actually for several years. And that is supposed to continue for quite a while. The La Nina event that occurred out in the Pacific has been declared to be ended, and we're now in a neutral period for the ocean temperatures, which should bring us more rain, but I'll have to see how that works. But hopefully we do start to get some more rain, because we're way behind the normal rainfall averages, which affects all the ponds and lakes in town, including Twin Lakes. But fortunately, the Twin Lakes are being treated by Stillwater and can mitigate the impacts of that as best they can.
John, any update on hurricane season and what they're expecting this year?
They've just come out with some forecasts, and they're forecasting more hurricanes than normal. But I haven't really seen any in-depth analysis of where they might go. They can tell you we're going to have a certain number of events,
Yeah.
but they don't tell you where they go. Steve, have you seen anything else?
NOAA predicts at least 16, and La Nina is going to be active this year, so they're predicting more active season, but they always predict that.
Yeah. There may be no NOAA by then.
La Nina provides a natural buffer for us against hurricanes. That controls the path of the jet stream, and that pushes a lot of the storms south of us. The fact that La Nina is over and we're into a neutral period sort of suggests that jet stream will rise up, and more of the storms could reach us. At the same time, their current forecasts show another La Nina event starting to build up very, very soon. So hopefully that gives us somewhat of a buffer on the pathways of the storms.
Thank you.
So we'll just have to keep an eye on the forecasts and what people think is going to happen. It's yeah, it could be a busy season. Any other questions? Lakes and Ponds report.
So, Eli, you have something you want to talk about with lakes and ponds?
I would like to listen to the Stillwater activities update, grants and funding update, town ponds and lakes update, and after that I would have, depending on what I hear, I will have some questions and comments, if I may.
Okay, well, Dustin's not here. You have anything, Lisa?
I'm sorry, Dustin is tied up on the island with the stormwater project, and I haven't heard from him about the reports from Stillwater this month. The monthly treatments are still underway. And I haven't heard anything from Rob on the grant funding. At this point, I did email him, and I'm just waiting for a response from him.
I do have a couple of questions. So, well, the good news is that the lakes are looking better this year than they looked the same time last year. However, we're just at the beginning of the growing season, and so I just wanted to bring our attention to 3 issues that was indicated by the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality Water section, with whom we're hopefully working on the grant. On February 7th, Rob Emmons, who is the coordinator of the grant, emailed to Lisa, and he said that we were included into the plan for 2025, which is good news. The provision of the inclusion of us in the plan was that, number one, Stillwater was supposed to provide detailed information on the types of aquatic noxious plants to them and the acreage to be treated, so that NCDQ could evaluate the amount of work and the amount of money proposed for that. The town was supposed to match that amount. Let's say if it's 1,000, we give 1,000. But Lisa and I discussed that, and we could provide invoices, whatever we have, as cost sharing. The second issue that they requested was that the company or the town who is treating the lakes should have provided the detailed treatment plan to NCDQ for their review and suggestions on treatment. That service, and I underscore that service is free to the town. So it's extremely valuable resource, and I think we should go for it. And the third issue, now Rob Emmons proposed that we all understand that it's not a one-time measure. It's a plan that will go from 2 to 5 years, maybe. And the main goal was to eradicate noxious plants such as alligator weed, hyacinth, and things like that. Rob came here last year and he did assessment of the lakes, and he indicated several types of noxious plants that we have, and also submersive plants that we have as well. And the third issue is, which is very important, is the accumulation of muck and sediment. Considering that the Twin Lakes are part of the stormwater retention system, it's really, really vital to address that, because we're, less than a month from the hurricane season, and flooding, if that occurs, can, cause damage to property and human life. So, so I would like to I would like the town focus on these 3 issues. And also, I would like to discuss ways of communicating, because I understand that everybody is very busy. Lisa, you're very busy. But is there any way that when we ask questions, we can either sit down for 10 minutes and discuss that, or maybe have quarterly meetings or monthly meetings, whatever is convenient for you, for the Lakes and Ponds Subcommittee to sit down and just follow up on what has been done. And also, John mentioned that we do monitoring and data collection on Jinx Creek and other parts of town. I think it would be very valuable to do the same thing, monitoring and data collection for the lakes and ponds, and we probably need to establish who would be doing this. So that's pretty much what I have, and I would like your feedback on that.
I just need to know when your subcommittee meets, and I can be there.
Excellent, thank you. I really appreciate that. Just one question. So did Rob Emmons receive any treatment plan from Stillwater, or was there any communication between them on the existing treatment plan, so that they can comment and make suggestions.
The plan was sent.
Was sent.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
If you want to have water quality monitoring or something like that, it's going to cost town some money to do that.
Well, it is my understanding that every year, any treating, water treating company, to assess what's going with the lakes, should test at least once a year for nitrates or whatever. They did it. Last treatment was done, I believe, in April 23rd, 2024. That was the last water testing. Isn't this a part of the routine inspection?
I don't know that they routinely test the water.
Well, probably once a
Yeah,
year
once a
is
year
reasonable.
is probably not adequate to really develop a more of an in-depth management plan for the pond. I think once a year and just discrete little, I mean, one sample here, one sample there, really doesn't present a full picture. I mean, it enables him to treat the ponds, but is that what the state is going to want? I don't know.
The state clearly, and the email was actually clarified in the email in very specific detail, that they want water testing, they want sediment assessment, sediment buildup assessment, and they want exact names of the species and the acreage. And right now the lakes look good. Well, East Lake, West Lake is another story. But I already see, and I took some pictures that I forgot to bring, hyacinth is already building up along the shoreline. And if it would be possible to have them actually go in, it's like, deep root cleaning, when you clean your teeth, go along the shoreline and spray that, because hyacinth, it's really vicious and it's really spreading very quickly. And also the submersive plants are active already, and the depth, you can see them. So anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist, not biologist, but at least, that's why I think it's so valuable for us to employ NCDQ and have them help us with that, with testing, assessment, and everything.
Have they,
with still water.
Mila, have they given any recommendations on what kind of testing they think should be done to monitor the health of the lakes and the different ponds in town?
I don't believe they did like specific, but I think the testing that was done a year ago is probably sufficient. And I sent everybody that email. I can forward it to you again for your review and suggestions.
Yeah, I was just wondering if when you spoke with them, if they had recommendations on here's the kind of test data that would help us to monitor water quality.
No, I haven't spoken to them.
Yeah.
It was all in the email that he sent in February.
Yeah. That might be part of what they could provide us as a service in terms of managing water quality. Is here's the information that would be helpful.
And one other question while we're talking about grants. So because lakes and ponds are one of their main roles is the stormwater retention, there are grants available. There is money available in the county and North Carolina, state of North Carolina. Should we continue researching them, applying for them, or should we not? That's what I want to clear.
From what I've seen, we need to understand what the grants might really provide, because I think the level of effort for some of those grants exceeds the value of the grant.
What do you mean by the value of effort?
The cost to perform the work the way it's laid out could very easily exceed the value of the money that we could receive from the grant.
But for instance, if it costs $5,000 to do the water quality testing, but the grant is only for $2,500, well, we're not even paying for the testing. So it just depends on the grant and the requirements, I think is what you're saying, right?
Right. The and Lisa, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think some of the requirements or some of the requests we've had from the DWR really might be above and beyond the contract that the town has with Stillwater to do the work. And so if we put together a detailed specification, and then we can look at what the cost of that work would be and what the value of the grant would be, then we can determine if it's worth pursuing the grants.
Well, pertaining to this particular grant with NCWDQ, the assistance in consulting Stillwater on what to do, which specific weed is free. There is no cost. They're willing to do that as long as we provide the information that they require.
Well, providing the information is more comprehensive than what we would normally do.
To name what kind of plants are there and how many acres of plants we're treating, we already know that. They need official information from us. Okay,
I haven't seen anything that says that we know that detailed information.
I'll send you what I have.
Okay.
You were you with the assessment when Rob Emmons came here last July? And that's when he did the assessment. We have that on file. Anyway, I'll send you what I have. And as I understand, now we're putting hold on applying for grants, correct?
Well, I wish Jennifer was here to give us more updated information.
She seems like she's still researching grants, but I think in terms of applying for them, then usually you guys sit down with Lisa or somebody from the town to take a look at the particular grant and whether it's worthwhile to do the next steps.
Well, maybe we'll do that at our next subcommittee meeting
Yeah.
and discuss with Lisa.
Okay. Or any other discussion? Jennifer had an emergency, family emergency medical event this morning and can't be here. So we'll have to get an update from her later.
And I think Jennifer was working with Amy on that shoreline planting flyer to get that ready for the Green Wave. So she has been working on that.
Right, her message to me this morning said they've decided to on the flyer for plants for shoreline planting. Me and Mila know, and Candace can elaborate. There's a sample, and we're doing a display board, and we'll have more information with QR codes. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, she's done a lot of work on that.
Is there anything else in the lakes and ponds area? And we'll move on to the green report. The big event there is the Green Wave on May 3rd. Is there anything
coming up soon?
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. There is a question about how many people will be there to support that. The best information I have is that we could have 4 of us from the ERC there. Jennifer said she could be there, and Steve and I and Steve Levine will be there. So we'll have to do the best we can to cover the event.
Well, I think I think we're going to meet with Amy, and when we look at the plan in more detail and laying it out a little more specifically later,
right?
That I think you'll feel comfortable that things are covered, because she's tapped into some great community resources that can also help out. And we now have the tree board, and there's going to be members of the tree board there helping. I didn't know if you knew that. They want to come and present the tree board to the community. Did you watch it? Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's good. The is there anything new that we need to do? Are we gonna promote the wildlife habitat, certified wildlife habitat?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think the checklist that Mary was talking about, Wildlife Federation has, I think it's like a 4-page handout that Amy is preparing that can be distributed at Earth Day, Arbor Day, at the Greenway.
Good.
And it has that checklist and how to apply and so on. We'll hear from the expert.
A boss.
My only request is that if I can just get a list from each subcommittee of the flyers and things that you would like to have there, that would be wonderful. And that way I can make sure that I have everything done. I'm hoping that we can do as many QR codes as possible. I have frames where we can put those up for flyers so people can just go on the QR code, and then we can print some flyers as well, but hopefully we can keep the amount of paper down as much as possible. And it also has been very windy lately, so anything we can do to not have flyers on a table would be a good thing.
We'll meet with you after the meeting to talk about
Yep,
this.
we'll be here. I'm available. Also, there'll be an ad in the Beacon starting this week for the next 3 weeks to promote the festival. I also brought flyers to the 2 elementary schools this morning, so all of the kids will be getting those most likely tomorrow. So right before Earth Day. So hopefully that's something that they're studying and they'll bring it home and want to attend that with their parents. The birdhouses, I've gotten 20 bluebird houses built by some students at Southeast Christian Academy that they have a community service component to their graduation requirements. So they built the birdhouses for us and they returned those today. So I have 20 bluebird houses that we'll be giving away as well.
And Amy, you've done a really fabulous job here with
Yes.
people donating stuff. I mean, you've got the plantings and shrubs that we're doing. You may just want to speak to a little bit of that, and then I think it would be good, since folks may be watching, is just to give a general overview of what the day activities start, that kind of
Great.
thing.
We're going to have 3 different kinds of plant giveaways that day. We're going to have shrubs, a beautyberry shrub, and
Yawpin
a
Holly.
dwarf Yawpin holly. Look at me. I'm so good at plants now. We're going to be doing some pollinators as well. We'll have black-eyed Susans and coneflowers, and then we'll also have grasses there, which will be great especially for people who live along the shoreline, that they can include in a living shoreline to keep the waters clean or to help with any sort of bad things going into the waters. The plants would be very helpful for that. We'll also have some bird houses for people that are interested in building up their wildlife resources in their yards so that they can be also part of the National Wildlife Federation yard. I don't know the correct terms, but certified wildlife habitat. So that will be there as well. At 11 o'clock, we're going to be planting a tree. It's going to be a live oak, and we're going to be planting that in honor of Amelia Jones, who someone who was always at the park and really well known to all of the people there. So at 11, the mayor is going to be there. He'll read the proclamation for Earth Day and Arbor Day, and then we will plant the tree, and we'll have a couple of different people say a few words. And Amelia's daughter is going to be there, and she was letting the rest of the family know that as well. And then at 12 o'clock, we're going to kick off the music, and we'll have music from After Hours, which is a local jazz band, and they will be playing from 12 to 3. And we'll have some food trucks there. We're going to have Mackay and Noni Baka there for beer and wine, and we'll also have a number of vendors that'll be there to sell items that are environmentally friendly items. So we're asking everybody to please they're not going to be giving out plastic bags for any of their goods. We have shopping bags that we'll be giving out. So we will do our best to make sure that we eliminate as much plastic as possible. And GFL is also going to be on site with a big truck, the recycling truck. So they'll be there to speak to recycling. And we'll also have a couple of electric vehicles from BEMC. So it should be a great day. And it's May 3rd from 10 to 3.
Thank you. You did a great
So
job.
pray-
As our,
pray for
she has
good
been
weather.
our really wonderful
Yes.
asset
Amy,
to
thank you,
the
because
committee. Thank you so
this would
much.
not be coming off the way it is without your help. Thank you.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, you've taken it to a new level. Thank
Yep.
you. Next item is Tree City USA update. The tree board has been sworn in and met. So have we filed our paperwork to get Tree City USA designation?
We have not. They
That'll
are
be the next-
reviewing the ordinances that we have in place to see if we need to tweak those and before they are included in the application. And Kimberly is working with them on that. They meet again on May 21st at 8:30.
We're meeting
Is that right?
before our
Before
next
the,
ERC
before the
meeting.
ERC meeting.
And as Candace indicated, several of them will be at the Green Wave event, and we'll be working with Amy to get some Tree City USA information out and available then as well.
Well, that's a good start.
Mhm.
The town website update, I don't know that there's any new changes to the website. So we've just got to stay thinking about that and keep working on that. Last month, we organized the subcommittees. Are there any changes that we need to make on subcommittees? Anybody have any second thoughts about things? Well, that gets us down to the last item I have. Today is my last day. This is my last meeting with the ERC. I have submitted my resignation to the town effective May the 4th. I will continue to support the activities through the Green Wave event. I have several personal health problems that I need to focus my attention on. So this is a very difficult decision for me to make. I've been associated with the ERC for 5.5 years, and it's been a big part of my life, and it's been a very important thing to me. I especially thank Lisa for her support, the town council, and all of the members of the ERC. I'm very proud of the work that we have done over the 5.5 years, and particularly in the last couple of years with the formation of the subcommittees. I think we've taken some big step forwards to get everyone engaged in ERC activities, and we've been able to do some good things for the town. So it's a decision that was difficult to make, but it's been done. I hope everybody understands, and I appreciate your support.
It won't be the
John, on
same.
behalf of the town, the ERC would not be without you. You were very instrumental in getting this committee up and running, and we cannot say thank you enough to you for your support and assistance with getting this running, and you will be sorely missed.
Absolutely.
I'll miss it.
And you're welcome anytime.
And we got your number. We know where to get you.
Well, I'm not planning to, this isn't a terminal disease. But it does take a lot of time and attention to deal with it. So I need to focus on that. So that's my announcement. Are there any public comments to our meeting today? And our next meeting is May 21st at 10 a.m. And I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. now.
Before that, John, I just want to express my personal thanks to you. I think that this committee's not going to be the same at all without you. And we're very grateful. I think you've done a tremendous service to the town, and we just really appreciate it. And I just hope everybody maybe a little round of applause for John.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure and honor to work with you. Really appreciate your experience and your diplomacy and your approach to things. We will miss you greatly.
Took me a long time to learn the things I know now. So, but I do think this is an opportunity for the committee to sort of revisit the vision that you all have for what this committee is all about and what should be worked on and where you should put your efforts going forward. I've sort of led things based on the vision I had, based on what the council set down as the original charter for the ERC. But things change over time, so I just suggest that if you think it's appropriate to do, then it would be a good thing to get everybody working together and on the same vision of things.
Well, you set high standards for us. Thank you.
I always told my kids, I said, I stand here as a bad example of, so you can do better, and I'm confident you all will do better than I've done. So, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.